Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ways to Learn English. I'm Alex,
And I'm Maya.
and today we are talking about a skill that sounds harmless but has quietly terrified people for generations.
Small talk.
Exactly. Tiny conversations, huge pressure, very unfair.
It really is unfair. Because on paper, small talk sounds easy. It sounds like, just say something simple. But in real life, it can feel like one of the hardest things in the world.
Yes, because it's not just about English. It's about timing. It's about tone. It's about trying to sound natural while your brain is doing absolutely nothing useful.
Or doing too much. That's my personal problem. Sometimes my brain doesn't go blank. Sometimes it starts producing 20 possible sentences at the same time, and somehow all of them feel wrong.
That is also a classic problem. You don't freeze because you have no English. You freeze because your brain is holding a committee meeting, and nobody agrees.
Exactly. One part of my brain says, be friendly. Another part says, be natural. Another part says, don't sound weird. And then one dramatic little part says, leave the building.
Yes, that part is never helpful. So today, we're making this easier. Because small talk is not about saying something brilliant. It's about creating a smooth, comfortable beginning.
And I think that's important. A lot of people think small talk is fake or pointless. But actually, small talk does something really useful. It makes social situations feel less cold.
Exactly. Small talk is not useless. It's social glue. It helps people warm up. It makes things easier. It creates comfort before deeper conversation. And honestly, it saves people from standing in silence, pretending to be fascinated by a wall.
That is one of the most painful human activities. Pretending the wall is enough.
Exactly. So today's lesson is how to start small talk in English. Not how to keep it going forever. Not how to become the most charming person in the room. Just how to begin, how to enter the moment smoothly, how to sound natural, how to avoid the classic mistakes, and how to make small talk feel more like a real human skill and less like a social punishment.
That's a very good promise. And I like this topic because it's useful in so many situations. At work, at a cafe, before class, at an event, when meeting someone new, when waiting for something, even when seeing someone you already know, but not very well.
Exactly. This is one of those skills that quietly improves everything. So let's start with the most important question. What is small talk, really? Small talk is light, low-pressure conversation. It's usually not deep. It's not highly personal. It's not dramatic. It's the kind of talk people use to begin interaction, build comfort, fill a social gap, show friendliness, and create connection before anything more serious happens.
So basically, it's the conversation version of opening a door gently.
Exactly. That's a very good way to say it. You are not trying to impress someone. You are opening the social door. You are saying, I'm friendly. This is comfortable. We can talk.
And that already changes how I think about it. Because if I think small talk means be interesting immediately, I'm going to feel pressure. But if I think, well, create comfort, that feels much easier.
Yes. And that is one of the biggest mindset shifts for today. Small talk is not performance. Small talk is comfort. That's the goal. Comfort, warmth, ease. And once you understand that, your English immediately gets better in these situations because you stop chasing the wrong thing.
That's true. People often think the best small talk is something clever, but honestly, the best small talk is usually just easy.
Exactly. It's easy to answer, easy to react to, easy to continue. That's what makes it good. Now let's make this very clear too. Small talk is not a deep life conversation, an interview, a debate, a personal investigation, a surprise therapy session.
Please do not start small talk with, so what unresolved fear controls most of your decisions?
Correct. That is not small talk. That is emotional burglary.
And definitely not, How much money do you make? Or why aren't you married yet? Or what happened with your family?
Exactly. Those are not getting to know you questions. Those are, why did the room suddenly get uncomfortable questions. So the key thing to remember is this. Small talk should feel light, not shallow in a bad way, just light enough to be safe. That's very important.
Can I say something honest?
No.
But it's urgent.
Okay, you can always ask a question.
I used to think small talk was kind of unnecessary, like something people do because they don't know what else to do. But the more I think about it, the more I realize it actually has a purpose. It helps people move from strangers to humans.
Exactly, that's beautifully said. Small talk helps people become less distant. It lowers the pressure. It softens the atmosphere. And in English-speaking cultures especially, small talk is often a sign of friendliness, openness, basic social comfort. So if you avoid it completely, people may sometimes think you are cold, closed off, not interested, or uncomfortable, even if that's not true.
That's important because someone might not be rude at all. They might just not know how to begin.
Exactly. And that's why this lesson matters. We are not teaching fake conversation. We are teaching social ease. That's much more useful. Let's make this practical. Here are very common small talk situations. Before a meeting starts, in a cafe or coffee shop, before class, after class, in a waiting room, at work, at a party or social event, with a neighbor, with a friend of a friend, with someone you know a little, but not deeply.
So basically, small talk happens in all those moments where two people are near each other and silence would feel too sharp.
Yes, that is the exact environment. And notice something important. Small talk often happens in transition moments. Before something begins, while something is happening, while waiting, while entering or leaving. That means small talk often doesn't need a big topic. It only needs a natural opening.
That's helpful because if the moment is already there, maybe I don't need to create so much. Maybe I just need to use what's already around me.
Exactly. That is one of the biggest secrets of good small talk. You do not always invent it. Very often, you notice it. Now let's get practical. There are many ways to begin small talk, but the easiest and safest ones usually fall into three categories. 1. A light question. 2. A simple comment. 3. A shared situation. That's it.
I already like this because it makes the whole thing feel smaller, not, how do I master small talk forever? Just question, comment, or shared situation.
Exactly. That's enough to get you started. Let's go one by one. A light question is one of the easiest ways to begin small talk. Examples. How's your day going? Busy morning. Have you been here before? How's your week been? What did you order? These are good because they are easy to answer, not too personal, natural in everyday life.
I like these because they don't feel heavy. No one has to prepare emotionally for them.
Exactly. That's a very good way to think about it. Good small talk questions do not require emotional preparation. They should feel easy, low risk, low pressure. That is what makes people comfortable. This is another great way to start. Examples. This place is really nice. It's busier than I expected. That smells amazing. The weather changed fast today. That looks good.
I think comments are easier for some people because they feel less direct than a question.
Yes, that's a very smart observation. A question asks the other person to respond immediately. A comment gives them more space. They can agree, disagree, add something, or just smile and respond lightly. So if someone feels nervous about asking questions, comments can be a great entry point. This is one of the most natural ways to start small talk. You simply use the thing both people are already experiencing. Examples. Waiting for a class to begin, standing in line, being at the same event, sitting in the same cafe, dealing with the same delay, reacting to the same environment. You might say, "Looks like it's running late. This line is moving so slowly. I think everyone had the same idea today. It's really crowded in here."
That's good because it doesn't feel random. It feels like the conversation belongs to the moment.
Exactly. And that's one of the best qualities a small talk opener can have. It feels connected, not forced. Now let's talk about safe topics. Because not every topic is good small talk material. Some topics are smooth. Some topics are dangerous. And some topics should be locked away and never introduced in the first 2 minutes of a conversation.
I'm guessing you mean religion, politics, money, heartbreak, family conflict.
Exactly. And probably any sentence that starts with, "So tell me about the worst thing that ever happened to you." So let's focus on the safest categories. Safe small talk topics. The place, the weather, food and drinks, the day, weekend plans, work or study in a general way. A shared experience. Something visible in the moment.
This is good because it gives people boundaries. Sometimes learners don't need more creativity, they need a safer map.
Exactly. And the map matters. Because once you know which topics are safe, you stop overthinking so much. This is one of the easiest topics. Examples. This place is nice. Have you been here before? It's quieter than I expected. It's actually really cozy in here.
This one feels especially useful in cafes, offices, events, or classes. Basically, anywhere you can say something about the environment without sounding strange.
Exactly. And because the place belongs to both people, it feels shared and easy. Also extremely useful. Examples. What did you get? That looks good. Have you tried the coffee here? I always take too long to decide. Do you usually order the same thing?
Food is such an easy topic. It's almost never too personal, and people usually have something to say.
Yes. Food is one of the most reliable social topics in the world. That and gentle complaints about being tired. Another excellent category. Examples. How's your day going? Busy day? Long morning? Has it been one of those days?
I like, has it been one of those days? It feels natural.
Yes. That one has a very human feeling to it. It suggests, "I understand that days can go wrong," which often makes people respond more naturally. This is also very common. Examples. Any plans for the weekend? Are you doing anything later? Got anything fun coming up?
This one feels slightly more social, like it opens the door a bit wider.
Exactly. It gives people room to share a little more if they want, but it still stays safe. Now here's a really important point. A good small talk opener is not just grammatically correct. It should also be easy to answer, low pressure, natural in the situation, not too personal, and easy to continue. That matters a lot.
So, even if a question is technically correct, it might still be a bad small talk question if it feels too heavy.
Exactly. For example, technically correct, but bad small talk. What is your greatest life goal? What kind of future are you building? Why did your last relationship end? All grammatically possible. All socially unstable.
Deeply unstable.
Yes. Now compare that to, how's your day going? Have you been here before? What did you order? Busy week? Those are much better because they invite conversation without demanding too much. Let's hear a small example. Just listen first.
Hey,
Hey, how's your day going?
pretty good, just a little busy.
Yeah? Busy with work?
Mostly, yeah.
That makes sense. Have you been here before?
Couple of times. I like it here.
Yeah, it's nice. The coffee's really good too.
Good to know. I still haven't decided what to get. That sounds so simple.
Exactly. And that's the point. Small talk usually sounds simple. That conversation worked because it had a light question, a short answer, a small follow-up, a shared topic, and easy movement. Nothing dramatic, nothing clever, just smooth.
That makes me feel better, honestly, because it proves that the goal is not to sound amazing. The goal is to sound comfortable.
Exactly. Comfort wins.
What would you say is the biggest mistake?
Trying too hard, too early. That shows up in a few ways. Asking questions that are too personal, sounding too formal, giving answers that are too long, trying to sound interesting instead of natural.
Yes, I think trying to sound interesting is a huge one because then you stop listening to the moment. You start performing.
Exactly. And small talk is not a performance, it's an opening. If you treat it like a performance, it gets stiff very quickly.
So maybe the rule should be start light, stay present, let the conversation grow naturally.
That is an excellent rule. Honestly, write that down. That's the whole lesson in one sentence. Let's do a few quick examples. I'll give the situation. Maya gives the opener.
Okay.
You're in a cafe.
Have you been here before?
Good. You're waiting before class starts.
Busy morning?
Nice. You're at a small event, and both of you are standing near the snack table.
That looks good. Have you tried it?
Excellent. You're in line, and everything is moving slowly.
This line is taking forever.
Perfect. See how easy those are? That's exactly the energy we want. So here's the big takeaway from part one. Small talk starts best when it feels light, easy, shared, and natural to answer. You do not need a brilliant opening. You need a comfortable one.
And that changes everything. Because now small talk feels less like, say something impressive, and more like, create a comfortable beginning.
Exactly. And that's the right goal.
I really like this lesson because it makes small talk feel less mysterious.
Yeah. A lot of people think small talk is some special social talent, but actually, it's much simpler than that.
It's not about being brilliant
It's about being light.
and comfortable.
Exactly. That's the real goal. Not to impress someone. Not to sound endlessly interesting. Just to create an easy beginning.
And I think that changes everything. Because once you stop treating small talk like a performance, it starts feeling much more human.
Exactly. A good small talk opener doesn't need to be clever. It just needs to be easy to answer, easy to continue, easy to live inside.
So if small talk has ever felt fake, awkward, or stressful,
It doesn't mean you're bad at conversation. It may just mean nobody showed you how to make it lighter.
and that can absolutely be learned.
Yes, little by little. And that brings us to the end of today's episode.
Thank you for listening and practicing with us.
This week, try one simple small talk opener in real life.
A light question
A simple comment.
or a shared situation.
And keep it easy.
Because easy English can still create real connection.
And if you enjoyed learning with us, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next episode, and feel free to listen to our earlier episodes too.